Alright, hello and welcome everyone. I am duckyobrien and I'll be trying to cover First Descendants. I have not spent a lot of time in the game so far. Let's take a quick look here. Roughly 4 hours. I'm getting a feel for it and I'll try my best to go through what the game feels like and the mechanics available. I apologize in advance because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather and I'm recording still at my grandma's house, so... Okay, so... This feels like a free-to-play game. It seems like a looter-shooter kind of game. But anyways, you have Descendants, and you can unlock those dudes.
Let me tell you how I managed to come back from the void.
Yeah, it's kind of lame. But anyways... As you go through some grindy missions, you unlock new weapons. You can have 3 weapons equipped, and those weapons usually have different ammo types. So this is normal or general. You got the special rounds, the impact rounds, and then the purple ones. These come in less quantities and less frequency, so that, you know, it's usually the heavy hitters like the shotgun, grenade launcher, and sniper rifle is what I found so far. So if you go hover over them, you have proficiency levels per weapon that you grind up, and then when you press N, you can go into the modules, and here you unlock these modules, which again require specific ammo types. And then you can equip them in here, either by dragging it over or by right-clicking. You can only have one type of module per gun, so I can't just stack up fire rate up and have it be super fast. If you look here, they're very incremental upgrades, like fire rate plus 4. Over here, you got the capacity costs, quote-unquote, so you can't equip a lot of modules. And you can also use a lot of crafting materials to level up modules. Okay. That's not the only thing. We have consumables, usually crafting materials and buffs. You got a lot of skin stuff. You got this thing called a reactor. So if you look here, it increases your skill power. Each descendant has different skills and passive abilities. It's like 4 or 5 skills. It doesn't really feel that different, but I'm not anywhere near endgame, so if you equip a certain weapon, then you have extra skill power. These are just essentially status boosts to your character. Now you can also customize your descendant with modules. So again, very incremental changes, and as you upgrade these, they get a little bit more impactful. Also, your character has different abilities. I already mentioned that, but this is...
Tell you how I managed to come back.
I like how they have that lame voice quip. He has a little shield that you can shoot through. He can dive in and jump on dudes. And there's like a little explosion that kills people. And then like a bubble, like Winston bubble. And then different passive skills. So if you go into the Descendant list, there are a lot of waifus. Now I must warn people, this is a Nexon game. So with Nexon, people either really don't like him.
Wanna feel a chill?
Some people like them and a lot of people are indifferent. But the reason why I'm warning people is because Nexon has a habit of putting in pretty predatory pay-to-win / monetization in their games. Anyways, this is the hub world. It feels very much like a free-to-play MMO wannabe live service game. You have a mailbox with login bonuses. So even for the beta, it had like, yeah, you log in every day, you get some rewards that you get to keep. You can press M to bring up the map, and there's some weird things that I'm not... like, I don't personally really like. So you have mastery levels. We go here, so this is your character's level, and as you complete quests, you get to rank up your mastery. and ranking up your mastery has benefits. So, you know, weapon module capacity cost +3, inventory slot +1, increases storage inventory. So your inventory is limited. So what I've been doing is I just been scrapping guns. So if you hover over a gun, you can press J to junk it, and then press Control or hold it to junk the weapons into scrap, or you can sell the weapons for money. Okay, so let's go over. This is where you level up your mastery, and I really don't know why it's done this way. It does look pretty goofy, but yeah, once you rank up, you go into here, and then these two hands come and sandwich you, and it increases your mastery. So you have to come back to the hub world, as far as I know. I really don't know why they don't let you just do it from the menu, because that would be way more efficient. And this is apparently where you unlock new descendants. Let's go visit that person. I had to figure it out by watching a video, because they don't really go over this stuff in the game. I'm pretty sure the main title will be different. If not, I'm gonna just recommend you Google everything that you want to know instead of being frustrated. This seems like like everything seems arbitrary, in my opinion.
Now what do you want? Go on, I'm waiting.
So we can go to Descendant, and I see a lot of people pick Bunny. So it shows you what you need. You can press F, and then it should tell you where to get the stuff. So it feels very grindy. I know a lot of people like this sort of game, you know, like action RPGs like Path of Exile or Diablo, or, you know, Borderlands or Destiny 2, you know, like, I know people like those games. So it may scratch that itch for some. I'm not entirely knowledgeable about why people see the appeal for those games. Personally, for me, it just, I don't know, it takes too much time, and I ain't got time for that, so. Alright, so if you go to world map, I'll show you some of the missions that you start out with. And I'll go over some of my concerns. It may be just me. Yeah, people might not mind this, so for starters, one thing I noticed is that, you know, the game looks and feels okay, but I think the biggest thing that was kind of sticking out is how generic everything feels. Like, blasé, bland, really doesn't have an impact.
The Vulgus set up generators in the middle of the road. We can provide additional firepower support, but they still need to be destroyed.
Okay, so another thing I would say is it feels like everything's AI generated. I'm kind of over level for this mission, so I'm just tearing through these guys. It seems like the difficulty is pretty easy at the very beginning, because it's more on like grinding as opposed to like skill.
Loading.
I'll show my ability. I can press C and go wee, and I've dropped my Winston bubble. There is a melee, but it doesn't seem like it does anything. I'll try to. Come here. It doesn't really feel that good. There is an attachment for like a short sword, so if you look, there's a lot of loot. You can see impact rounds full. That's my second weapon, it's the yellow one. You got HP full. I'm gonna have to pick that up. And you will usually pick up like a little gun or something, but anyways. So this thing confused me. You only get one, and you drop it when you get hit. Also, there's these little boxes here you can whack to get ammo if you need it. I thought that ammo was hard to get, but it just turns out I wasn't paying attention to my ammo types. Just make sure you have weapons with different ammo types, otherwise you're always gonna be out of ammo, you know? So I'll use the scout. You can scope in. Also bullet, the shooting is very loud. I have the volume low, but it still feels loud to me. Okay. Alright. It's kind of weird because sometimes you see this.
Remaining now. Finding the enemy's bombs is crucial.
I don't like talking over voice dialogue. Anyways, you see this thing and sometimes you have to like shoot the thing on top, so it's just reusing assets. I'm pretty sure the game changes once it goes to a different region, but it just, you know, feels like they're farming or recycling content. Okay. Use my second gun now. Sort of like the gunplay feels okay. Like feels awfully generous in terms of like how easy it is to aim. I actually like how fast you kill everything, even when you're starting out with low level stuff, because I really do not like bullet spongy enemies. That just kills the fun of the game, in my opinion, because like who wants to sit there and just shoot a bullet sponge, you know what I mean? It's a little different if like, you know, it takes a lot of skill to beat the enemy, but like, man, you know, I just it's, again, arbitrary difficulty, you know? Let's just boost the enemy's HP so it takes longer to do everything like that. I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, but going back,
I'm sure the Vulgars would have never imagined we'd use their weapons against them.
when you hear the dialogue and everything, it just feels AI generated. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, the animations, like, everything feels like they're just using AI to, like, phone it in. If they didn't, then, man, I don't know. Did they use interns or something? Like, you make sure you switch your weapons every once in a while. Also, another thing that I don't like is when you're using the weapon, you can't really tell how much ammo you have. It just says use as opposed to like how many bullets you actually got. Okay. These are minor complaints, you know. As you play the game, you're gonna get used to it. Okay, let's go. So I'm just swapping between my weapons and reloading, and then going over and collecting everything. You probably don't have to, because, you know, same with every loot game, the loot that you get in lower levels doesn't really, you know, they're not worth picking up unless you're scrapping them for crafting materials. Okay. Oh, got there. Oh, you also have a grappling hook? But the grappling hook, while it looks and feels pretty cool, you don't really need it unless the level is like, oh, here's a vertical area that you can't climb over, and I guess I have to grapple hook my way up there, you know? Like, I wish it was more part of the level design where you can just swing around like Spider-Man. Okay. Yeah, also this entire area looks like this. Just feels like it was like a demo from Unreal Engine 5 or something. What? Oh, that's kind of weird. I don't know if there's like a box blocking it or something.
Enemy reinforcements. There's a powerful unit among them. We need to deal with that first.
That guy shoots rockets, and you have to dodge it. I don't know what he's shooting though.
No
In
firepower
between.
support. You're still able to take care of them. Great job.
So some levels they will have like a boss enemy that you have to kill, and then when you do it, everyone else just kind of disappears, which makes it a little bit anticlimactic. But okay, so I pretty much cleared everything here. Oh, mind blocking and defense. I guess I didn't do those. So it starts off as yellow, and then once you clear him, it turns blue, and then you can run him again if for some reason you wanted to. And we can take a look. I sorted it by DPS, but these are the new weapons we got, and I just scrapped these. So let's see. Red Eye. I already have it equipped. Yep. These are low level. As you can see, we can just grab these. Whatever. Let's scrap that. Okay. You have a limited inventory, so you have to scrap them. Okay. Just see if we picked up any of these. I think there's like a little red indicator telling you or informing you that you have new stuff. So these you can't dismantle here. You have to go back to main base and do it. So that's a little bit inconvenient as well. I like, as I get older and I play more games, I realize that a lot of design elements are not actually necessary for the game to be fun. It's just done to prolong the amount of time things take. When I encounter mechanics like that, I can't help but get a little bit frustrated because it's done to waste your time, and I don't appreciate that as much as I get older because I can see through it now. You know, it's just super obvious. It's like there's no reason for this. I think the only time gate that I do like is skill. You know, like Dark Souls is always the example I go to, but you know, the reason why it takes so long is because you're bad at the game and you gotta get better. That I'm okay with. Also, a little bit of grind is totally fine. I like grinding at stuff, and giving me the option to do that is great. But when it forces you to do that, that's a different thing. Now, people like this, and that's totally fine. But I think, you know, it's not really like more as people are hooked on it because it is extremely addictive. And as people play through it, they think they like it, and then as they get older, the effect, the dopamine drip effect wears off, the content treadmill, the progression, everything just stops having an effect, and then you kind of get fatigued, and then you stop playing these type of games because you realize that they're fooling me into spending time as opposed to, you know, rewarding my time. Anyways, that's what I see as gamers get older that used to, you know, play these type of games. Not just this, but competitive games too, because competitive modes are probably the biggest scam ever. It's the easiest and cheapest way to get more engagement, because you don't really add a lot of mechanics or systems. It's just a score, and that number is what keeps people playing. So you really don't have to do much work. If you really think about it, it's genius. The reason why I'm running around yapping is I just want you guys to see what the level looks like in the very beginning. It looks very generic. I'm not saying it's bad, okay? I don't think the game is bad at all right now. As far as I can tell, I don't know, you know, I haven't enough of a feel of the minutiae of things to know whether or not this is quote-unquote good or bad. Also, that's pretty subjective for the most part, but I don't know what Nexon's gonna do, but if you look at most of the games, it always has mixed ratings around, you know, below 70% because of the monetization, where like the core gameplay can be pretty good, but then they kind of fudge it up a little bit. I see amorphous material. You need that for a certain quest. Let's try this. Okay. Am I playing with people? What is this? Hmm. Where are we going? The first time I've done this.
We have a dire situation. I'm granting emergency authorization for an operation. A cargo ship full of Kuiper is down and in distress.
Oops, just killed him
Protect the
so
cargo
fast
ship
with
until
that.
the crew
Okay.
can get it up and running again. Kuiper's an important resource for the Vulgus too. We cannot lose this ship to them.
Where are we supposed to go? Like, it's like no mission in markers. This guy is OP. What the heck? Okay, it's cool. Wow. Okay. Do other people need help or something? That guy has it covered, bruh. Okay. Let's punch him. Punch, punch. Oh, I guess we have to protect this thing. Okay, that makes sense.
Summoning assault turret.
These guys are overpowered. What the heck? I don't even have to do anything. I can just chill here. Like, can I do damage? What is this? Okay.
Loading.
Battle systems enhanced.
The enemy is pretty ghetto. Like, oh wait, what? So it's over or what's going on? That dude is having a blast by himself.
Come at
Well, I guess just run around, collect loot. That did nothing. Well, I guess I haven't leveled up my character really, but you see it? You saw that guy that was stuck. What level are these guys? Oh, that guy's level 40? What the heck? Okay, well, I guess people like the game.
bring it.
Reload.
Okay. Well. How long is this gonna take? I can show you guys the mastery stuff now. I just get sandwiched by 2 hands.
Loading.
There you are.
I wonder how the difficulty scales when you have people with different levels playing together.
Loading.
My god, they're just dying as soon as they spawn. Wait, 3 out of 21 waves? What the heck? That's way too much. I think I'm just gonna leave. Yeah, like, they don't need me. Does it autofill? I don't know. Can I just leave? Yeah, that's fine. They don't even need me. I'm not even doing anything at that point. I hope they get like autofill on, because I would feel a little bit bad if no one joins that. But anyways, usually they don't leave, but I don't got time to do all that right now. Again, I'm not really in my home. I'll show the mastery stuff. You can see this goofy animation. The beginning story animation reminds me of a game called Shatter something. It was a free-to-play PvE co-op game, kind of like this, sort of. And that game's dead, but it has like the same feel to the story. But yeah, I think we'll call it there. That gives you a little bit of a taste of what the game is like. Again, I'm not really far into the game. Y'all can check out someone else who's at endgame already. We've seen people hit, I guess, the max level cap for the demo already, but yes, there's some people who really like the game, some people who don't care for it. It should give you just a slight idea of what it's like. Obviously endgame is going to be different than this, but in terms of like the general gameplay loop of, you know, what you're doing, it's not really going to change too much. It might change in how you approach it. Like once you level up a Descendant to max level, it might have a little bit more oomph, a little bit more punch to how you move and fight. But in general, you're going to be doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, that's pretty much every game if you deconstruct it, but it depends on whether you like that task or not that you're repeating. I will say though, one thing, I feel like the writing, again, it just feels AI generated because it shows you like, oh, this is what you're defending, Descendant, and it shows you like this, and I'm like, what is this? What? It's a hole in a mountain. I don't, like, I have no attachment to this world or characters, and yeah, man, like, it could do a little bit, man. I just can't get over how most of the game feels like generic AI generated stuff. It might not be AI generated. It could be just the translation is missing something. You know, they're Korean devs. You know, might be missing something. But yeah, also the game kind of runs poorly. I'm playing on my potato laptop, and it looks pretty okay. But I have DLSS turned on, and you know, there's some goofy parts when you're talking to a person, and the camera is just like straight on them. I think most people won't care about that kind of stuff because they'll just be into grinding and leveling and unlocking stuff and maxing stuff out, which is the addictive part. But yeah, there you go. There you have it. In my opinion, if this is gonna be free to play, which I think it will be because of the monetization, yeah, I think enough people will have fun with it. That's what I think. I think enough people will be turned off though by the pay to win stuff. It probably will be included later because it's Nexon. Some people mind that, some people don't. I'll leave it up to you guys. But yeah. Okay, I'm gonna call it there. This game is just, there's just too much content to cover. This is more like a first impression video. That's what I always do. Yeah, I'm kind of interested. Does this look appealing to you? Now, my job isn't to show the game at its best. It's just to show the game as is, as close as possible to the beginning part, and then let people make their own decision. But yeah, I'm kind of interested, like, how people view this game if they first play it, like what their thoughts are, how they process the mechanics, you know, what they think of it. Kind of also interested in the opinions of people who don't normally play this game, and then this is their first entry into this type of game, like what their opinions are. Also very interested in people who haven't been gaming long playing this game versus people who've been playing a lot of video games, especially of this type or genre, and then seeing what their opinions are. Because I've noticed, you know, again, anecdotally speaking, that the more games people play, the less they tolerate artificial time gates. They just get fatigued of that very quickly. Anyways, before I keep rambling, that's gonna be it. Again, the game is the First Descendants. I don't know if I mentioned that in the beginning. Developed by Nexon. I think it's gonna be coming out soonish, probably, and yeah, it's gonna be it. I think it's gonna be the closed beta is gonna be over by the time the video is out. But yeah, if you want to check it out, you can wishlist it, and then you might have another beta, who knows, or it might just come out. That's gonna be it. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it, and as always, I'll catch you guys next time. I keep rambling.